ɛyɛ Calvin Ekwotela na kyese ne ho akyere ni na ɛyɛ nsɛm bi a kyese busuafoɔ abɛbɔbɔ Calvin Ekwotela ama kyese ne deportation abɔ no ɛwɔ yɛ the United States of America. ɛyɛ America fo mpanimfoɔ de tu adwa ɛkyerɛ mu sɛ sisi ase huna Calvin Ekwotela edi wa Ghana mamu hanom dɔɔso yie pa enya asenketo a eti na wɔ mu ɛkyerɛ mu a ɔmo bɔ no deportation de free enye hyira bɔkyima mu ɛde ama bɛpie mu ɔman konkron Ghana mu ama ɛnɛ ɔde esua nyansa pa ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo sa so ICC ne visa for almost 2 to 3 years sɛ ne enya do metimi ɛbɔ bura ɛyɛ the United States of America kura abiem ɛyɛ Donald Trump de to aso ɛkyerɛ mu ɛsɛ Calvin Ekwotela akɔyɛ ɔmo nipa papa a ɔwɔ Ghana ɛwɔ ɛyɛ enye hyira bɔkyima mu na so sisi ade ɛsɛ na wodie ene se hu na okeka awo ni media no so yes law silence multimedia no ano ɛyɛ nti onko ɛyɛ di kromo no nkɔgye na home kakra no mo fa so nyɛ asotwe ɛfama ɛyɛ Calvin Ekwotela.
And who's also MP for Tamale Central.
I think now science, technology and innovation have gone to communications.
Okay, science, technology.
Yeah, environment.
Yeah, environment.
Yeah.
Then Dr. Muniru Mohammed Limuna.
Yeah.
Who is the
Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator.
He was a Minister of Agric and the first term of Mahama. Dr. Samuel Sapon is a Vice Chairman of the NDC. I believe he's a former Regional Minister for the Ashanti region. And then there was one Mr. Buaji, who's a former parliamentary candidate. I believe the name is not clear. And then there were also 3
servicemen
of the armed forces whose names were also put out there. This is really grim because it is very clear there were no survivors. He mentioned 8 names. You did read that there were 3 crew,
5 passengers.
So all 8 did not survive. He did not give details on the nature of the crash. He just mentioned the location, which we'll be crossing over to shortly. He also did not mention the time. You can tell that the level of shock and grief that has greeted this news. And for the fact that it was the chief of staff that had to read it, this is a national tragedy of monumental proportions. To lose 8 people working for the state on the same day at the same time, it's very, very serious. 8 people who were essentially on a national assignment. This is critical. They were on a national assignment. It is tough to take, very, very tough to take. Also, the fact that a lot of them were still young family people, very, very tragic indeed. And also the fact that they were visible people. I was at an event yesterday and actually saw and spoke to the defense minister. I told you we were at the vaccine event, sorry, the health event. So I actually
Africa Health Sovereignty.
Because don't forget, he's a doctor.
Yes.
And so even though it was not a defense program, he was actually there.
Because he's a medical person.
Yes. So he was actually on the front row with high-ranking government officials, right, including the deputy chief of staff and co. So he was home, you can tell, because these are health people. We have interviewed Mutala many times. His ministry was the ministry that was the custodian of the LI 2462. So whatever Parliament would do on that LI had to do with him as well. And Dr. Limuna, quite jovial man, who's worked as a Minister of Agric under Mahama and also now Deputy National Security Coordinator, is quite known as well, as is Samuel Sapon. So Samuel Sapon was
Vice Chair of the NDC.
But I believe he was either
former Ashanti
Minister in the Mahama's first term. And then the 3 servicemen who died, their names have also been put out. We will get the full clarity on this for viewers. But it's aptly been described as a national tragedy. And you can also understand why no questions were taken. Because the information has to, this is the tragedy of working for your country. That because you are such a high-profile public figure, your demise cannot actually even be kept. Because if any regular person dies, it's easier to manage the information for their families. But we really hope the families have been informed and that they have sort of been properly managed before this was put out.
I suspect this must have accounted for the delay because from the communication we received from our correspondent at the presidency, the press briefing was an emergency and it sounded quite urgent. However, we can understand the protocols that will have to be at play before such a communication is put out there. So I'm sure the presidency was engaging the families of all these deceased persons, if you like, see some sort of clearance before coming out to make such a formal communication to the nation. Because mind you, they belong to the family, but they serve the nation, and so to an extent they belong to the nation as well. And as the Chief of Staff described it, a national tragedy.
It's of monumental proportions. I don't know how else to describe this. I don't know the last time this country had 8, 2 ministers of state, cabinet ministers, deputy national security coordinator, a former minister. This is
so. Let's go through the names again.
This is heavy.
Dr. Edward Omanebuama, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Mutala Mohammed, MP, Tamale Central, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator. Dr. Samuel Sapong, Vice Chairman of the NDC. Samuel Abuaje, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala. Flying Officer Menin Chum Ampedu. And you have Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. So these are the 8 names as confirmed by the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, as having been on board that Z9 helicopter of the Ghana Armed Forces, which were told to have gone off radar earlier per the statement by the Ghana Armed Forces. Our suspicions, our fears, confirmed by the Chief of Staff that unfortunately, all 8 persons aboard the aircraft have passed on.
We will be waiting for information on the possible cause of the crash, information on where exactly they were going, although we believe it was related to the event in Obuasi. Because, as you've said, Adansi Akrofom is not too far from Obuasi itself. It's in the same area. And also what this means going forward for a lot of things. Don't forget that in the past 2 weeks, the Minister of Defense addressed the press and spoke about the state of the presidential
jets
aircraft, which had been grounded for repairs
in France.
And that had led to a bit of controversy in Parliament when he spoke at the